In this video, I'd like to talk to you about a really useful hack that can help you to start preparing for your medical job interview right now. There is generally a bit of a gap between lodging your application and then going in for your interview in medicine, particularly for some annual trainee posts. So we're going to use that gap to our advantage today. And we're going to do that by using all the effort that you put into making your CV or resume to help you with that interview challenge. Hello, I'm Dr. Anthony Llewellyn. I'm the career doctor. I'm a real doctor who knows a scary amount about the job process. So let me help you manage your career right here on YouTube. So you've just reviewed your CV or resume, you've made your cover letter if you're required to do that, or filled in the online criteria, and you press the button and submitted for that next dream job in medicine. What do you do next? Well, of course, you take a bit of a breather and a bit of a break. But after that, the next thing is preparing for the interview. So the interview is crucial to the process of most medical job applications. While CVs and resumes and cover letters and references do and should count, much of the final decision making occurs around the panel meeting together. And when does the panel meet? At the interview, of course. So your interview is likely to be a few weeks away, even some months away, after you've submitted the application. So here's something I recommend you can do right now to get started with your preparation. And it's about practicing talking about yourself in a good way. Yes, that's right. Get comfortable with talking yourself up. This is important because when you get to the interview, the panel are looking for someone who is confident and can tell them why they are the best person for the job. They want to hear examples from you about how you've solved the sort of problems in the past that they're seeing, or how you've risen to challenges that they're facing. You can't effectively provide them with that sort of information without feeling comfortable about talking about your achievements. And that doesn't necessarily come naturally to most of us. So this all gets down to an issue in selection, which is called the past behaviour approach. When you go to interview selection training these days, which all interview panel members should do, one of the things that they first talk to you about is this idea, this concept about asking questions around past behaviours. Why? Because past behaviour predicts future behaviour. And it's far better asking for an example than a hypothetical response to a question. So a lot of the questions that you'll get at the interview will be asking you to provide examples. Questions like, can you tell us how you've demonstrated excellent verbal communication skills in the past? Or a question like, give us a situation where there was conflict in one of your teams. And what did you do personally to resolve this? These are all examples of past behaviour questions. So you need to be prepared for this situation. And one of the best ways to be prepared is to have plenty of examples to fall back on automatically. So obviously this involves you practicing your talk and presentation, and you can certainly practice some of this in time just by yourself. But you should also be practicing with feedback so that the feedback you get helps to improve you and make you better. So this could be as simple as videoing yourself and watching it back, but perhaps far better than that is to send that video to a trusted friend or mentor for some feedback. This is actually the technique that I use with my coaching clients, and I do actually recommend thinking about doing it with a coach because I have seen some very well-intended people give feedback, but the wrong sort of feedback if they've not experienced at what they're doing. Anyway, I talk in other videos about effective ways of practicing. But the tip that I wanted to leave you with today is this one. So you've spent so much time and effort getting a CV into the best possible shape that you can to represent you as a candidate. Why not get a bit of extra value out of it? By now, you'll have lots of great examples in your CV of how you've achieved something or contributed in a really meaningful and significant way. What I recommend doing now is to go through your resume again. Highlight all the great bits. Mark down at least 3 past achievements that make you really proud. These will be the ones that when you talk about them, you'll show passion to the interview panel. And now once you've done that, start practicing telling the story of these examples. So for example, if one of the achievements that's made you most proud was getting the medicine prize in year 4, how would you go about talking about this in an interview? How would this be useful as an example? Well, given that example, it's likely in this situation that firstly, you are extremely passionate about medicine. Secondly, you would have worked really hard to master that subject. And thirdly, perhaps you sought some guidance from other people about how to best prepare. So you used other resources to make your achievement. These are all positive actions which, if told correctly in an interview, show that you might just be the right candidate to face up to similar challenges in the future in that job. So that's my tip. Use your CV for interview prep. Just a quick thank you to all that have subscribed to the channel today. We are shortly going to go past 5,000 subscribers, which is insane given the niche that I'm in. I really need your continued help to try and work out the type of content that you as the audience want to hear and see. So if you've not subscribed already, I'd really encourage you to do so and tell your friends about the channel. And if you like a particular video, maybe leave me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you don't like it, I don't care. Or even better, leave me a comment if you want to see something different or just want to ask an additional question about that video. And turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next video.